Welcome in, everyone. It is Sunday the 13th, y'all. We're live just about 11 minutes early. Robbie over at the Robbie and Sonia over at the Wild Huckleberry. We're live, and they crashed. So since there's nobody, I thought I would try and fill in the gap a little bit. So I'm going to see here. Let's get some invitations up so we can have you guys join us on panel. Let's see. Hit that. There we go. All right. Close that link. I'm going to go to look it up on here so I can pin it, and it'll float at the top. And let's get rid of all these pop-ups. How's everybody doing? Put something in the chat if you want to talk about it. I'd be glad to. If not, jump on the panel with us. Let's see. I can't find me. Dyer Family Farm. Hey, Duncan family. Enjoyed yesterday. Glad y'all came over. Got to pin message. Okay. The message is pinned. And Deanna is not going to join us tonight. She didn't even make church today. She's done just a little too much this weekend, and her back has really got her down. So y'all keep her in your prayers. Speaking of prayers, I got the prayer list right here, and I'm putting Deanna right at the top of it. So you guys have any prayer list, prayer request, I will try to catch them out of the chat and write them down. Oh man, Greg, I'm just glad you guys came, and I hope that it was worth the trip for you guys. Hey, Joey, welcome in. Hello, Robbie. Hello, Duncan family. Hello, Farm to Table. Keith or Ryan, not sure which. Glad y'all are in here. The link is at the top. If y'all want to join, I would be glad to have you jump up here with me. If not, I'm a talker. I can get through it, but I always like having somebody in here. At least Deanna would be great. And I hate she's feeling rough. Hey, Evelyn Newman, how are you? Glad you're in here. Getting ready to have our last committee for the 10 Killer meetup. I will be in as soon as it's over. Cool beans. I'm looking so forward to 10 Killer. She brought the topic up. Who in the chat is going to 10 Killer? I know Duncan family is going. I know Robbie and the Wild Huckleberry are going. Deanna and I, good Lord willing, will be there. Hi, Joey Bartlett. Welcome in. How are you guys doing? Got 9 watching. I know I said last week I wasn't going to go vertical live again. This week, I have noticed something in my analytics. My views have taken a notch up. Not just my views on my lives, but my views on all of my shorts have increased. Now, at one time, a little bit of history, I will be there. Okay, got to run. Hey, enjoy your meeting. Thank y'all for putting that on. I'm going to come and relax and just visit. I'm not going to work too hard. I've been strung out way too much lately. We'll talk about this weekend and what is a great weekend. Don't get me wrong, but I overloaded myself with everything I had to do. And I literally came in from church, sat down to eat a little bit, maybe an hour, got up and just now made it in here I was trying to eat a little bit when Robbie crashed, Robbie and Sonia over at the Wild Huckleberry. So I rushed in here. I just got all my chores done, what I needed to do today. So it's been a day. It's been a weekend. It's been a very busy weekend. Hi, Greg and Donna, Evelyn, Janae, Ryan, and everyone. Joy is covering the gamut. She's saying hi. So yeah, it's been too busy. I don't want another busy weekend like this anytime soon. Hey, Tracy or Tim or Tim, our kitchen with Tracy and Tim. How are y'all? I would love somebody to click that floating banner up there and jump on live with me. I've don't show anybody in there yet, but what Janae do? Let's see. What did Miss Janae? Oh, she's sharing out links. Thank you, Janae. I appreciate it. Y'all. Miss Janae is one of the best mods there ever was. She's the mod mother. Not mad mother, but mod mother. Hear you, Jack. This has been quite a weekend. Well, it has. I didn't have anything to do on Friday a week or so back, and that stuck in my mind. So it's like everything that popped up, come down the pike, I was like, oh yeah, we can do that Friday. I see you in there, Ryan. I got you right there. Welcome in.
Yeah.
How is Ryan?
Ryan's feeling like Jack. Ryan is. We had new beginnings yesterday. Got home late last night, and then up this morning, and been running all day. So it's
New grandbaby.
new.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I got to go by and see her for a little bit today, and went and seen one of
We
the
got
other
a
daughters today. So yeah.
I can't believe they didn't name her Jacqueline or something.
They didn't consult anybody for that. They just went on their own.
No, just being funny. That's awesome, man. I can't wait. Someday I'm going to be a granddad. And looky here, we got somebody else coming in. If I can control the mouse right. Welcome in, Robbie,
Hello.
we got the picture fixed.
Mr. IT. How's Robbie? I caught some of your live. I totally missed Money Pit. I totally missed Bert and Cindy, and I hate it. But we had a chicken processing workshop here yesterday.
Yep.
Would have
We
really
talked
liked
about that.
I'd really like to have been up with Ryan. Had a good turnout, got a lot of done, but after the chicken processing workshop comes processing the chickens for the freezer. So we always soak them overnight in ice water after the butchering day for at least 12 to 24 hours.
Right.
And we've found that gives us a better quality meat. It lets that rigor muscle relax, and our meat's good tender meat. So Deanna not feeling good. I partied all those chickens out, vacuum sealed them, and got them all in freezer now. So we didn't put
That
up
sounds
any.
like fun.
Yep.
Do what, Robbie?
I said that sounds like fun.
Well, it was, and after I finished that up, it wasn't too bad. It's just 10 birds, which 10
Okay.
birds, processing 10 birds is still quite a bit. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, cutting up 10 chickens and then getting them vacuum sealed and all of that. Then after that, I've set, what did I end up setting? I'm 7 short, so 97 eggs in the incubators, I think. I had some that was getting a little too old, so I checked them. I've been doing a little bit of research trying to increase my hatch rates. Not just one, I've seen several do it, but one of the things that I've decided to adopt was to float my eggs. right before putting them in the incubator. And I was shocked at how many didn't make the cut.
Hmm.
I had more than enough eggs to fill all three incubators and ended up having to run out to the hen house to grab what was available. Surprised me.
But,
So
So,
anyway, hey Serena, welcome in.
so you floated all of the ones you put in there?
I floated every one of them. Hi Smiley, welcome in. Glad you're here. I floated them, then and this sounds sacrilegious for you guys that set and hatch eggs. Then I washed them under a
Wow.
under a warm trickle. No soap, no anything like that. Hey, Money Pit, welcome in. My apologies for missing your live. Glad you're in here. Um, so, and then after washing them, I sanitized them in hydrogen peroxide.
hmm.
Hmm.
Uh, let them dry and set them. Now, there's a gamut of things people say, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. I did not do anything that didn't have multiple people doing it. So I played it safe, even though all three of those things sound odd to me.
Right.
Hmm.
I had about three people I found that floated them and had great success. Washing them, I had several, about four or five, all of which was warm water only, not hot, not cold, no soap, all of that kind of stuff. And then with the hydrogen peroxide, that you can find 100 people telling you to do that.
Hmm.
Sanitize them with hydrogen peroxide right before you set it.
Okay.
I
I'm,
will
Let
say my.
do what? Robbie? I'm sorry.
I
I
just
just
said
will say my 21. Go ahead, Ryan.
I'm learning here. I don't have any idea.
Yeah. My 21. They were good clean eggs anyway. I just put them in the incubator.
So the washing can be skipped if you've got good clean eggs. We just came through that rain spell, and a lot of my
Yeah.
eggs that I had sitting here, eh, I sold 4 dozen eggs yesterday at auction, hatching eggs, and 10 dozen eating eggs, and 47 chicks, I think. Not my best auction. The numbers were down. All were American breasts, except for the eating eggs. And I don't believe there was anybody there that knew what American breast was.
Hmm.
So it was a low dollar day, but it was still I didn't have no money in it, and I'm going to talk about this at the rendezvous how I do that. I mean, I've got eggs being produced. I'm collecting eggs and setting them in here, putting them in cartons that I got from somebody for free, sending them off to sale. No money there. They would have been eating eggs that I might have got $4 a dozen for if I'd or five if I'd have sold them. And the chicks hatched this week, so I literally fed 1 quart of chick feed. So
There
it
you
didn't
go.
hurt me to take a lower. I mean, I wasn't happy with it. I was satisfied, but not happy. I'd like to have seen, $1,100 for the same that I sent off, but you know, it happens, and that's the nature of the auction. But it has. Hey, Ed Kirkpatrick, welcome. I hope I'm not missing anybody. There's Keith in the chat, unless Ryan's chatting at the same time.
It's me using the chat. I don't know. Keith's up at work, so I don't know if he's gotten busy or what. It happens on Sundays for him.
Yeah, typically, or this time around, I know for sure that Ryan is the direct and Keith is just the show.
Yeah, it's usually the way it is. I haven't switched over my channel logins on my computer, so I'm logged in under the other stuff, and so uh,
So Ryan's direct and Keith is indirect.
pretty much, yeah.
There you go.
in a roundabout kind of way.
right?
If I can get the chance tonight, I'm really hoping I get the chance to go in there and handle those eggs that I've got. They've been in there 11 days.
11
I
days.
got 10 days left.
That's a good day to do. A good day to candle them.
Yep.
And I'm learning to curve my expectations a little bit. One, I've got a bunch of young birds. They're 6, 7, 8 months old, somewhere in there. I should do better with my records, and I'd know better. But um, hey, Rod Dotson, welcome in. Glad you guys are in here. Uh, but one of the things that auction convinced me to go ahead and do is I'm going to start advertising. And hey, Simple Acres, welcome in. Sorry I missed you guys today as well. I'm going to put a banner out by the road advertising chicks and hatching eggs as well as I'm already advertising eating eggs. And plus hit some of our little cotton electric or cotton
All
current,
right.
things like that. Hey, Clyde, welcome in. Let's have a cup of coffee. So I'm going to start diversifying, so to speak, with I'd always just sold pretty much all of my hatching eggs and all of my chicks at auction.
Right.
But I think I'm going to, and I have sold some this year already just because people called me out of the blue, knew I was a chicken guy and wanted to know if I had them. It wasn't because I advertised them. Now I'm going to change that.
There you
Jack,
go.
are the are I guess you want to say are chickens just like a regular chicken, year or two old, going for a regular price now, or what's the deal?
I did not get to go to the auction. Deanna and Stacy Smiley Matthews, that's in here, took everything to the auction yesterday morning, while I was at a men's breakfast cooking for. I think we had a low number yesterday, about 22 guys. Fed them breakfast, come home and set up for the chicken processing. So we did the processing workshop, and then God bless them, Clyde and Stacy. We went out and ate after the chicken processing, and they drove back up there, and it's an hour from us. It's about an
Right,
hour and a half from them, hour and 20 minutes from them to that auction.
right.
So they drove back up there and got our money and brought it back to us,
Man, that's good friends.
Wow. Yeah.
and was gracious enough to sit and have a cup of coffee with me. Imagine Clyde sitting and having a cup of coffee.
Simple Lakers said looking for a dealer.
I I can deal eggs. I can't deal anything else. I
I don't
did.
know if you saw.
Yes. Do what?
I was just gonna say I don't know if you saw it or not, Jack, but early on, Cassie got on my live and told me that 8 of our 12 eggs we gave her hatched. So
Awesome.
it's not too
What
bad.
what kind of eggs were they?
They were our barnyard mix. We don't we have some purebreds, but our roosters. I have a Americana rooster and a farm, and just a farm mix rooster. So
Y'all know Cassie's the reason I've got American breast. I mean, we had a desire for American
yeah.
breast anyhow. No chicken auctions in Georgia
Oh
until further
no,
notice.
Hmm.
Wow, that's not good, Ed.
that's
I'm
not.
assuming avian influenza.
Well, that USDA laboratory where all this stuff allegedly started from happens to be
Hmm.
in Athens, Georgia. So
Yep,
yeah,
and that would greatly hamper my farm plan. It would put me to having to pay for my own feed.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that. No, the reason I asked my son-in-law told me today that he had somebody that had some chickens for sale, and I asked him what they were, and he said, "Oh, chickens." And I said, "Well, how old are they?" And he said, "Oh, about 2 years old." So anyway, I was
Bird
like,
flu crap. There you
"What?
go.
What? Yeah, bird flu crap. Yep."
Yeah, I see that. What does that say? 6'8".
Chip
Jesus,
healed pure.
filled
Healed
pure
pure.
blood.
You got to look that. Okay.
That's an interesting handle.
Yep.
name, but welcome in. You guys look vaccinated.
Nope.
I am not current on my vaccination. I was foolish enough to do the first round. Won't happen again. That is my stance, anyhow, and my prerogative.
Yep.
When did they make that rule, Ed? Yeah, it sounds like they probably, that is Keith in there now, right?
Yeah,
Typing in
that's Keith on that one. Yeah. Yeah.
2 days until we get our
Nice.
75 birds. Cornish cross, Bert, is that what you got coming in? Hey, Rebecca, welcome in. I don't know if I said hi to you, but welcome in. Went to a food pantry at the church yesterday. They gave me 4 dozen eggs. I gave 2 dozen eggs to my neighbor. We eat 4 dozen plus a week here. You'll wonder why I like chickens. I like their products.
There you go.
Yes.
Heavy in protein. There you go.
Yes, sir.
Well, and I had fun tonight because if you watch my video tomorrow, you'll see that my granddaughter went egg hunting with me.
Oh, there you go.
I love doing that.
Get them started in there,
They love to go look for eggs.
Absolutely. Hey, well, Keith, welcome in. Now that we know that for certain it's you, we're glad you're in here. Our kids are coming in from South Dakota, so we're going to have a good Easter. It's supposed to rain. We are planning having an outside service for our church, but that is apt to change.
Right. Yeah, I know that Saturday, I think our daughter, she's been putting together the idea and plan for a cookout and Easter egg hunt and all that stuff for the little kids, but that chances of rain are looking sketchy. 50.
Ours don't look too bad.
20 of a variety layers. Okay. 50's not, that's a long day butchering 50 chickens. I'll just tell you. I've done 30 to 100. I've never done over 100 in one day, but 100 is a very long day.
I bet.
With lots of help.
Yep.
Rebecca, I understand now. If you already had 4, that makes 8, and that'd be hard to eat in a week. But, well, being they came from the food pantry, I don't know how long they would sit and hold. So fresh eggs, I'd say just put them on the counter and eat them when you're ready.
Right.
Egg is the perfect pocket food, right? But you want to make sure it is boiled, Ed.
No pocket omelets.
No pocket omelets. I busted eggs, the two eggs while I was washing them earlier, so I could have 99 and only be 5 eggs short instead of 7 eggs short, but of full incubators. But that's cool. It's all right. It happens. The other day, I dropped my egg basket and busted 18 of them.
Oh no!
It just plain wasn't paying attention. There was no reason for me to drop that basket.
That's the size here. But, I'm thinking I need to get a chicken tractor put together and get me some because man, my tick population up here is getting out of control.
Well, chick tractors can be really simple, and for the first one in a hurry, that's what I recommend. Something really simple.
Well, I've got the beginnings. I videoed this actually, so if I ever finish it, I'll finish the video. But my kids had one of them Walmart swimming pools that has the metal legs and stuff.
Yep.
The pool collapsed and things got tore up. Anyway, I was cleaning up, was going to throw it away, and I said, "Hey, I put it all together, everything, all the pieces that would still go together, and perfect little size. I'm going to board that up, and use that for the chicken tractor."
Goodness, who's got that cough?
I don't know, but
that's my wife.
Miss Sonia.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, Sonia's going on the prayer list.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to take that.
She's getting a good ab workout.
There you go. I'm gonna take that swimming pool frame and turn it into a tractor, though.
That ought to work.
Yep.
Greg and Donna Duncan were here yesterday, and their daughter and son-in-law and
Right.
grandkids and a few others. And Greg liked my throw together fine a little old arched frame I found at the lake. Somebody had thrown away in a storm. I just took it and framed it in and turned it into a chicken tractor.
There you
And
go.
it's been a good one. It's been a good one. Needs a little repair. You always got to repair stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Ever seen water glassed eggs in a store? I have not, Ed. Unless maybe it'd be a farm store or farm hub or something like that. Hey, Lori, welcome in. Glad you're in here. Have y'all ever seen water glassed eggs in a store?
I don't think so.
I can't even find pickled bologna around here. I have to go to Michigan and get that.
Pickled bologna.
I like
Pickle
pickled bologna.
bologna.
I
Well,
picked up.
they call it pickled rounds. They tie them in little circles, and they
Gotcha.
look like a donut dropped off in there made out of bologna.
I picked up a jar of pickled red onions this weekend up at the expo up there. So I'm looking forward to trying those.
Well, tell us, how was that expo?
It was good. Keith said the numbers were a little bit higher than what they were the last one, so I'm glad to hear that. I referenced, but we had a good day. I mean, we had some cancellations. Dwayne had to take off, and so. But I think the presentations were good. Strangely, I think the one that got the most attention was Dwayne's apprentice Sarah gave a class on women's health and herbal medicine, and it was a full house in that room. So
yeah, I seen a little bit of that in our chat, our board member chat for the rendezvous.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I've been humbling up and getting it, so I'm sorry I didn't really chime in.
Well, Keith made that night. I was wrapped up and busy. I didn't get home until 8 o'clock, and then had to get the trailer ready for Saturday. So I didn't get to make that either.
Greg, I see you telling my chicken. I don't know if you're talking about my fixed chicken coop that we're building or the chick shawl, the Justin Rhodes inspired chick shawl that I have. But I've got the Joel Salatin pin that he made, and I've got the Justin Rhodes, and then I've got two that I've made. And yeah, you can't have enough.
I don't think so.
Hi, Lori.
Yeah, but
I like what Ed said there.
I grew up calling it Alabama round steak, but
yep, Arkansas round steak.
Right, I ate a lot of bologna when I was a kid. Fried bologna.
There we go. We'll still get it some every once in a while, fried up in the pan, just for kind of old time's sake, I think.
You put a slice of bologna in the pan, and when it curls up and makes the little bowl,
yep,
crack you an egg up in that thing. Oh my goodness!
There you go.
That was good.
That is.
We'll always buy one of those big slabs for the deer camp.
Yeah.
There you go.
You should try it pickled. If you like bologna, I think you'd like pickled bologna. I was surprised I liked it because it does not sound good.
That doesn't sound just right.
Deanna does not care for bologna, so we just don't have it often. So it's kind of like a treat when I do get it.
Right.
I'm looking at my treat for Red Dirt Rooster Roads live sitting over here in front of me.
Well, I think I've got an ice cream bar left in the freezer. I'm not sure. But that's the thing about
my grandson didn't eat all of them.
Well, so to say, that's the thing about being gone all weekend. You come back in, you don't know what you got. But
Ed knows good table fare. You see that? He had bologna and egg sandwich this morning.
Yep, there you go.
There you go.
I just had a couple homemade venison and pork hot links that Clyde and I made together. Matter of fact, it's my last package. I got 2 links left.
Oh dear.
My wife was sweet enough to make me a breakfast sandwich this morning because I was stuck working. Did you hear what I said on my live, Jack? I got up at 11:30 last night. We had a an upgrade that started at midnight, and we finally got through with it at 2:30 this afternoon.
Wow.
Mm, those are always fun. Hey, Scotty, welcome in, my friend.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't miss doing that kind of stuff, Robbie.
That's the IT life right there.
If if I have to get up in the middle of the night, it's because my tiny bladder didn't hold it all.
You got to go to the gym.
There
Yeah,
you
that's right.
go. I call mine the cave. It's the gym, the cave, you know. But yeah, it's I'm with you, Scotty. I don't have to have that old bologna fried, but that's the best way for it to me right there.
It's
That
good.
smoked bologna is good though too. So that's
Now, fried pickled bologna is not all that good, but the pickled was okay. I had to try it fried because I agree, Scotty, but fried bologna is pretty awesome. I do not have to have it fried. I love bologna with plenty of mayonnaise and white bread.
right.
Uh, just straight off, just pull the ring off and eat it.
Right.
Hello, Big Lou.
Lou Squares, is that what that says?
Yeah,
Hi, I'm Big Lou from
Brighton
Brighton,
Park.
Brighton Park. Well, welcome in, Big Lou. We're glad you're in here. Psst, what? Psst, tell us something. What do you say?
I don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
about that.
feeling, probably not. Probably not. Uh,
Milk
Miss
before
Janae,
bed. Coconut milk. Okay.
Miss Janae, if you don't mind, keep an eye on that, would you? Please. Uh, I'm shocked. Hey, Kate Peterson, this is Dakota. Oh, hey, why are you on your mama? That's your mama's channel, boy. So Dakota was here yesterday with us too, and he's always joy. He actually conned me out of one of my Dyer Family Farm freeze dried treat hats. He he got the work hat though. He didn't get the new one. That's the one he wanted.
Grilled cheese with sliced chicken. That sounds good.
Sliced chicken. That's not
And
too
grilled
bad
cheese.
either. Baby battered bro. That's not cool. Uh, sorry, got sidetracked reading junk.
Yep.
I am observing. Thank you, Miss Joy. I do appreciate you
Yeah,
more
we
than
on Simple Acres. They tried vertical for the first time today.
how did that go for
And
them?
there was a few jumped in at first, but it was really calm by our normal standards. But then Donald and Lisa were on and said, "Yeah, well, they're just waiting for our line," and they were right.
So I have started noticing a tick up in my numbers of views in my other shorts too.
Yeah.
Not just my live stuff.
Yeah,
At one time, I was getting 6 to 8 thousand views on my redneck weather report,
Right.
and then I started the Bible stuff, and they just dropped out like crazy. Then I split it off, and I'm slowly working. Hey, Lacey, welcome in, my friend. I love you too. That's my daughter-in-law.
well, it drives
Uh,
me crazy because about my last four full-length videos have not done well at all.
well, my full length aren't really going very far, and I didn't even put out a very long one this time. We bored them to leave.
Bert,
Not true, Bert. Not true. Probably not. I didn't get to make
nope.
it.
You know,
Well, I
that's
was there, so I say no.
there you go.
Lacey, I can't wait to see y'all either. We're getting excited because it was the only phone I have available. Oh, you probably got grounded from yours and swiped your mama's,
Yeah.
or you just run it down and swiped hers.
Yeah, we've we went vertical with the morning show, and there has been an uptick in views. There'll be the normal, the ones that are there in the room with me live, but then there's usually an uptick. Now, I had one that I did the pre-record Thursday from my daughter's house, the thumbnail and the whole view
The
and
one in the closet.
the one in the closet.
Well, in the closet, that's right.
It just did not do well. I don't know why, but it just didn't. It didn't do well. But I went back then on Friday, back being back here at home, and that one. jumped up. I think it's the highest viewed.
Well, it's because I wasn't there on there Thursday morning.
That's what it must have been. You
Uh,
weren't help me out.
let me give y'all something I've noticed that kind of blew my mind, and I thought maybe I was crazy until I started looking at it some more. If I change my hat, my views go down
Crazy, ain't it?
on my redneck weather.
Hmm.
What's it saying? People like drama. It's a shame.
It's yeah,
Yeah, you're
that's
right.
true.
You're right.
Yep.
I put Dakota. He's on my thumbnail for that video I put out yesterday on our. I didn't video the chicken processing. I interviewed the ones that would let me interview
Right.
I watched your show. I told you I regret not getting to be there with the chicken master.
Yeah.
There you go.
The wind was terrible, so the audio and even the one with Kate, which is Dakota's mom, she had such a soft voice I couldn't even use my video cleaner that helps a lot with the when I clicked on it, it takes out the wind noise and stuff. Well, it took her out. She she was just mouthing, nothing coming out, so I had to
Mm.
take it off of her.
Hmm.
But the wind was bad. I moved it all around to the front yard. I normally do that on the side of my house, and we moved it to the front yard, or I did. Hey, Julie Cook, but it did not. It didn't help us. The wind just kept howling around the house too. Personally, I do not like the vertical. Not older people friendly, but that is me. Not all will agree. Um, Julie, if I'm watching, I don't either. But as a guy that's paying attention to his analytics, I do like what it does for me.
Right.
I
What?
don't like the trash and ash and trash that gets in the chat.
Right. Um,
Yeah.
what do you have you noticed? Like I mean, because like I know our views have went up, but has your watch time went up equally with that, or have you noticed it kind of hovering about this?
Well, that's a good question, Ryan. I cannot look at my watch time. I can too. My normal watch time. Let me just look while we're talking about it. I cannot look. I know I used to go to the earn tab and you can see your watch time and all. I can't do it that way no more because I don't have my. No, it's running about the same. 235. That's a tick higher. Um, I'm sitting at 6,400 for the year right now.
Right.
Um,
Well,
so
yeah. So it's our watch time hours, like how much time they spend in the videos or in the lives. Now, I tend to do really well, um, with our group that's there first thing in the morning, staying through the whole half hour, but or most of it. But it's the ones that come on later that I don't know that I'm getting as much watch time with. But
maybe not. The younger ages like the vertical view because they are used to TikTok view. Well, Ed,
Yeah.
you're right. That is part of it. But do you know, Clyde showed us this last night.
hmm,
Did you know that? I mean, you can get on YouTube and Google vertical lives, and you can scroll through lives,
hmm.
and that I think is where a lot of that's coming from.
Yeah, the vertical feed has been a good source with a lot of those views,
Yeah.
So, but like I said, I look at it. We haven't been at it that long. The early results look good. I'm willing to stick with it to see how it does. Over a
So when
bigger.
I say I've got a tick up in my views, I mean it's just a tick. I've gone from 6 to 800 up to 8 to 1,000 to
Right.
1.2 something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Which we're on
So
the new
it
channel.
is obviously a tick up.
Yeah, we're on the new channel now, and we went from 20, maybe 30. Occasionally, if it was a real good one, it'd be 40. But now it's up to 50 to 70 is pretty average now. So it's
Uh, how many subs you got now, Ryan? I hadn't
uh,
looked at it.
let me look. I think let's see, we're at 60. We're at 66 right now. So it Which, I laughed the day I told somebody, I said, well, that tells me that the other 700 and something subscribers just haven't, just don't see it or haven't moved or whatever. But um, which, we'll build a new base and work up, and we'll give it a period of time. If it doesn't work, if we just realize that this isn't the problem, then we'll probably move everything back over, just change the name and get our 800 subs back. And
I think you, I think you're probably on the right track.
yeah, like I said, we're willing to be patient with it. Yeah.
I know a one subject or a one area or genre is so much better on the algorithm than that's where I initially messed up. I didn't start a new channel when I started doing the Bible stuff.
Well, we haven't, I mean, I won't shy away from my feelings about the faith and that stuff. I don't care where I'm at, but the political stuff, leaving that alone. And we haven't even hit 50 videos on the new channel yet, so we got to give it a little time for the algorithm to settle in and really kind of figure out what it is to push. So,
But I really do believe Brandon was right about that. And when y'all keep putting that same content in there, not mixed in with your earlier stuff, I think you're going to eventually, in the long run, it's not going to happen. We all know YouTube's not an overnight success for most.
no, and that's that's the hard part, I guess, is like, man, having to start over with those numbers. But uh, anyway,
Amzer, you're right. I think I said his name right. Did I say his name right?
looked right.
That's
AMS.
right.
Simple Acre Homestead. I don't watch a lot of YouTube on my phone, but I imagine the phone has a big part to do with it, Bert. A lot
Oh
of
yeah.
people there. I don't watch it, but very little. Hey, little sister, welcome in. Very little on the TV.
Yeah. I look at our stats on that. Me and Keith do, and the majority is computer. Right behind that is phone, and then there's a percentage that's TV. And
Yeah,
so, but yeah, it's the difference between phone and computer usually isn't that far apart.
I can't imagine that'd be very far at all. Dakota, hello again. Did you leave and come back?
Mhm.
Thanks kindly, Kate. Blessings in love. Oh, yeah, she
Uh,
added
yeah,
Dakota.
it's bad when I'm at work. I usually have some YouTube playing in the background. I got to have background noise. I have to. 'Cause otherwise, everything going on around me will get my attention. So I watch it a good bit on the phone when I'm here. It's on the TV, but I also like to watch it on the computer. But I will be honest, wherever I watch it, I prefer to comment on the computer because it's just easier.
Right.
I
Yeah.
rarely watch it anywhere but on my phone.
Yeah.
And I do it when I'm working, and not so much now because I'm not driving a blade anymore. I'm running up and down the road at higher speeds in a tractor trailer. So I've been listening more to Pocket FM,
Right.
you know, books on tape stuff. 45% of our viewers are the phone. I haven't broke that down. I haven't looked at that in a while.
Well,
Thanks,
yes, I
Lord.
said earlier, our last few videos have not been going great, but yet our last three shorts have all gotten over 1,000 views.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. I think we did. Let's see the short we did with Amy and Chris on the ticket giveaway, where she talked about Bugs Bunny lied. That one got 100 views, which has been our biggest thing on the new channel. And then we did that interview with Knowledge Pantry on his the drives and stuff, where he downloads all that information. So if it goes down, that one was at 130 something, which is up for the stuff from Oki hasn't really done overall well, just because people aren't. It's not getting pushed yet. It's not being seen
I,
yet.
I didn't expect my Okie to do very well. I didn't really video nothing, man. I was just busy doing Okie.
But
Uh,
The first two videos I did of Oki got over 1,000 views each, and then this time, let's see, I think I got 436.
yeah, Well,
It's just
we've learned. I mean, at least in watching last, you got a little small window of time after an event that people will go back and watch, and then it drops off again until the next event's coming up, and then people start searching it out again. But so you got a little window of time, but yeah,
Unless I mean, there's things people do.
right,
So, and I am not good at it. That you guys may or may not put your hashtags in and all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
I've gone up and down and doing that stuff. Hashtag pop stuff up in searches.
right,
If people are out there looking for that subject,
yeah. I
check
know.
for
Yeah,
yeah.
fast.
one of the things that we'd gotten told, I think it was Brandon, in fact, told us to limit the number of hashtags. You know,
Yeah, you had said something about that. Hi, Sean. Welcome in, man.
yeah,
Um,
but
like three
three,
on the title.
3 or 4 in the title there at max. Yeah,
Yeah.
that, yeah. So
I put my hashtags in my shorts title and in my longer videos in the description.
right. We've got them built in, like on the description on the show. Most of the hashtags are all built in already, so it's like we don't.
Now, Robbie or Ryan, do either one of y'all go back and put tags in the tag block?
Um,
No.
I don't think so.
I have,
Right,
and I don't know. On the phone, it has to post, and then you can go back and hit edit, and under the action buttons, where you find what is it kid friendly and that kind of stuff.
right.
There'll be a new tab
Talking about
tags,
tags,
Hmm.
um,
and
which
Yeah, I never put mine there.
yeah,
I I got serious for a while doing that, uh, putting my hashtags in my title, putting hashtags in my description, and then hey, pecan, welcome in, and then
Code and
going back
shimmer.
after it post and putting the hashtags in the tags.
right.
And I did not. I see more going vertical, more views going vertical uptick than I did with all of that.
Yeah,
Well, I watched a video that was telling, oh yeah, you get more views and all. And there's a place, and I can't remember where it is now, but there's a place when you're setting up your channel where you can go and put some hashtags so that YouTube knows this is what this channel's about.
right.
And he said, do that. And I did that. And I hadn't really noticed much from that. But then the other thing he did, he said, I'm too scared to do it. It says, don't put your video as public first. Let it stew for a little while and then put it as public. And it's like,
What do you mean? Let it stew?
I mean,
that's what he described. He said, don't put it out as public. Do it as a private one, do it, and then leave it for a little while and let YouTube get used to it. Let it stew, and then make it public. I just don't. I'm not brave enough to do that one.
So here's
I hadn't seen any difference because Keith and I'll sometimes have them private just so we can look at them, and then we'll go ahead and switch it later. And I haven't noticed any impact on that. But
yeah. That the only thing I was thinking when you were saying that was if you put it private, YouTube knows it's there,
right,
and then the algorithm sees when you made it public that there was an uptick. Maybe that has something, so
maybe
it pushes it out a little
I
further.
don't know.
But I
I'm
never
a,
heard to try to do that.
mm-mm.
with Dakota. Sounds like a superstition to me.
There you go.
Yeah,
Um, you know,
yeah.
What
I
kills
don't.
me is I've watched several of those videos where people are like, okay, I got the secret to tell you right now. And you know what most of them tell you? Make a video that people want to watch.
yeah,
Yep,
Well, duh.
that's
it's
pretty much it.
okay. Keith kind of chimed in there with it. So what they're saying is schedule it 24 hours out, but I don't think it's valid. Yeah. So
Uh,
basically, but
Ain't no telling. There's no telling. I am definitely not a algorithm expert. That's for sure.
I certainly haven't figured it out.
yeah, we what we started doing. I mean, looking at even trying to look at the time that our viewers commonly on to
Yeah.
try dropping the videos at those times, and I still really haven't seen a big impact.
So I pay attention to people say, make sure you drop on the same day. And I went through a period of doing that. And I went through a period of dropping at a certain time. I really never caught the algorithm wave.
I'll put it to you this way. August 1st will be 3 years that I've been doing this.
Mhm.
I decided when I started, I was going to put out a video on Monday morning, Thursday morning, and I decided I was going to do them at 7 o'clock. I have done every full length video I've done, with only a couple of exceptions, at 7 o'clock on Monday and Thursday. And I thought, and sometimes I'll think, oh, Thursday's doing better, but then Monday, and then all of a sudden Monday will start doing better than Thursday.
Yeah, it's hard to
It's
tell.
hard. It's hard.
Yeah. And there are people that would watch my stuff, getting the opportunity. The bee's knees of YouTube. Last video we did like maybe 140 views. Yeah. It's all entertainment, folks. Some are better than
That's
others.
Right,
right.
Ed.
It is.
That's it. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, people definitely have strong opinions. That
You're
just
right,
I
Duncan.
haven't figured out. Like, I'll put a video out and think this video is going to do great, and no. Then I'll do one to be like, well, here's a video, and it'll blow up. What I consider blow up,
Right.
400 or 500 views.
Yeah, that's well. Even when I put show titles together, it's like, man, I'll be thinking to myself, even after I lay it down, oh man, that'll do good. That was a good. And then it's like, really? Okay, guess not. Yeah.
Oh, I've tried to cheat the system too. I've tried to get them. Hey, type in, open up AI app and say, give me
Oh,
hashtags for this. Give me a catchy title. I've even had them create thumbnails for me.
mhm. Yep. We use AI. I'll be honest, we use AI a lot. And when you're putting down a 30-minute topic-driven show every day, you got to find assistance where you can. And,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
for
right about
sure.
that.
I don't see how you can do it right.
honestly, it's a combination of I've got a skeleton built in Google Docs, so it's literally cut and paste or just putting it in. So I mean, the framework's always there. Um, but no, it is working with. It's listening to stuff on the radio. It's talking with Keith. It's my wife tells me something she sees or whatever, and I go out and I'll look. And I use Chat GPT to help me research a lot, and then I'll put together and then I'll bring it over. It just is. There's so much out there you can't possibly run out of topics. It's just sometimes our brain is so overloaded we can't think of it. And so
Right, right. I'll just holler at Chat GPT, said, hey, give me a catchy title for a video about blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
At blah, 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 with blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah, you got to give it the. I always say, we don't let it do the job in the sense of coming up with everything. We just give it what we want and let it work for us.
Yep.
But like tonight's the title for the morning was the initial title was a 10-mile long handle on this thing, and I'm like, I wouldn't be able to schedule it because I'm limited to 100 characters in the title, and I was like, give me a shorter title for this, and it cut it down. But it's
Dakota, I hadn't noticed that. I'm not saying it ain't true around the holidays.
but
Um,
channels just struggle around big holidays. People just busy.
yeah.
I'd
So
say even like like vacation times, spring break times. I would expect would probably be slight declines, but I don't know. Maybe not.
So Ryan, you mentioned or yeah, it was you a while ago mentioned that you knew your views were going up, going vertical,
Right.
but you wasn't sure about after people watching it after.
Right. Well, the views go up, but the watch time hours, how much time they
Yeah,
spend in the
I'm
video.
getting quite a few people coming back and watching these because we're at 15 right now, and I have been running 30
Right.
plus at times before we went vertical. So it's a game. It's a game that I just ain't figured out.
Right. Well, it's that's yeah. I always I told somebody today you just got to be willing to suck sometimes, and that's okay. So it's not always going to get the views, or it's not always going to perform, and you can't
I
take
can tell
yourself
you
so
this: I
yeah.
look really forward to this time of week every week.
Oh yeah,
Oh
Just get
yeah.
with
it's
you
hard.
guys and chat and see what's happening in the community.
It's sometimes hard to make it, but But sometimes it's worth it. It's always worth it, but it's sometimes just hard to balance all of those things together.
Right, right.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I'll say something Robbie and I talking about is we've talked a few times on here about a creators conference, and but scheduling and planning those sort of things. I had an idea earlier today of doing a virtual creators conference.
A vertical,
Virtual. Uh,
virtual.
Virtual.
yeah, so that way everybody could just be in their places and be able to come in, and we have somebody speak or present, and everybody can do that way instead of all having to commute and travel and hotel and everything. At least for a first year, type event, so it's not real expensive. But I don't know what y'all's thoughts are.
Well, I like that. I told you I like that idea.
I
Yeah, we do need to gauge it a little bit.
Yeah,
I would love to be a part of a creators conference as as a student.
right,
I don't know enough to share, but the vertical, virtual. Let me get the V word right.
right,
The virtual would be good. That'd be outstanding.
yeah. Because I was just, I mean, we've looked at it. I mean, even the distance between Robbie and myself is a pretty good drive to try to find a place
Yeah.
to, that we could work it. And I was like, I don't know, some reason the other day it just clicked in my head. It's like, we could do one of those. I mean, I looked on the Google Meets, and you can have up to 100 people on Google Meets. So it's
Ed, at my work, Dina and I work together, and we're the only YouTubers. We got a lot of people that watch.
only
We're the
two of
only
you.
ones there that YouTube. Now, Clyde's probably got some other YouTubers at his work.
I'll have to ask. Actually, I'll have to just kind of ask. I know one other guy that watches all the time, but I don't know YouTube, but I don't know about everybody else.
I got a few viewers at work. I need to ask more people.
Okay.
I quit TikTok, Ed, because I didn't like what the feed would bring up. It was always crap I didn't want to see.
Right.
Hmm.
Yep.
So I don't broadcast to TikTok. I don't even have TikTok app anymore.
I don't know.
No.
And I hate that because it is a big platform, but I don't want to see scantily clad women in my feed.
Well, I build all of my feeds. I set all my stuff. Get it to where with the subscriptions and that's you don't where I don't get all that stuff in my feeds. You know, I pay for the premium just so I don't have to worry about ads popping up and that type.
Well, TikTok forces that stuff out no matter what.
Oh yeah,
It doesn't follow what you're looking at. What you're
no,
it,
it's
it,
If you're a male, you're gonna get some of that stuff.
oh
yeah.
yeah, they're pushing. But
Ditto, Red Dirt Rooster Road.
yes,
Ditto. While we said that come out of my mouth, Red Dirt Rooster Road is next tonight on Homestead Sunday. Uh, for those of y'all that got to see Robbie and Money Pit Homestead before him and Bert and Cindy before that, it's been a good Sunday so far. I didn't get to see anything but the last part of Robbie freezing up.
yep,
I have no clue why that even happened either. It's not, Sonia's got her phone on do not disturb, so nobody can call and do that. And we were on the porch, so we got plenty of signal.
Clyde, I would guess that there's more YouTubers out there than you think, and you may not. Johnny Gillum has been putting out some interesting stuff about building your channel. I know I've seen Johnny advertise some stuff earlier. What Dakota say? Part of being successful. Let me see. Sorry, Robbie. I'll uncover you in just a second. Part of being successful with YouTube is having the time to do it. When you get 3 kids, sports, homeschool, 14 jobs, it can be quite challenging to be consistent. I agree. And I made it a priority for a long time. And man, I know I'm missing some junk in the chat, but I've gotten, I don't know, a little bit callous to it. I haven't put out the number of videos I should be. I haven't been doing my editing, and it's all around that AdSense and not being able to figure it out. I've just gotten
Uh,
made a bit.
I
well,
can imagine that's got you a little irritated.
Yeah, I tell you, I'll be honest with you. With ours, if it wasn't both of us, me and Keith, I don't think we would be able to get the stuff out that we do, do it the way we do. So it's
Well, it takes a village, y'all.
yep. So,
And like I said, this is the bright spot of my week. Uh, as far as YouTube goes, this is what I enjoy doing. I
Well,
constantly get
I do most all of my videos. It's just me or maybe my grandkids and such. But I'm just happy that Sonia has decided she likes to get on the lives on Sunday.
there you go.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I,
I
I
know
still can't.
Dina was sick last week, and this week she's hurting back down in her back. So this is 2 weeks in a row without my bride. I
I don't
think
think
two
I'll be getting
dogs.
mine on the camera anytime soon.
No,
No, she don't want nothing to do with it.
Well,
it,
I'm trying hard to get it all worked out because my mother-in-law got the fever after the broccoli cornbread episode there, and so she's talking
that
about all she could do. So I'm hoping maybe I can get a second channel out of Sonia and her mom, and
would
they
be
can
cool.
start doing cooking.
Ed, take care, man.
Yep, we'll see you,
Thanks
man.
for jumping on here with us.
Yeah, go take your trash out.
There you go.
Ed Straight Paint said, "Hello, Clyde." Let's see.
But
What
it's
time is it? You got 10 minutes. If
7:15.
anybody has number one, what number one? Be yourself. Quote
Oh
uh,
gosh.
Lorraine Rodriguez.
Takes a bit. Isn't that a Hillary quote?
No, no, she was not sick with COVID. Delighted Acres.
No,
I don't know. It takes a village. No matter. I'm not quoting Hillary.
no, thank you.
That's funny.
Um,
Shot across the bow there, Greg. Jeez.
Greg,
Well,
if you
you
were
know,
here,
my channel, I what I decided I was going to do from the beginning is you just see what we do. Like you see my animals, I'm doing that, I'm building stuff, whatever. But I go fishing, I go hunting. You're gonna see some of that too.
that and
That's what
that's
I,
that's all kind of in the same genre though.
yeah.
But my hunting stuff does good on my prayers for my brother and sister-in-law. I got you, sis.
Well,
I'll put us on there.
Dakota, it
well,
sounds like work to do. So it sounds like you're. I hope that's paying work.
Yeah, Dakota. Here's what you do, man. You get a few extra posts and wire each time, and then when you have enough to do 15 acres, holler at me at no cost because it's all free stuff.
uh,
Just saying. Just saying.
yeah. Jack, I like to watch your hunting videos because I don't have deer that big around me.
Well, I grew up wishing I could hunt in Arkansas all the time. I had a real good
Don't come
childhood.
around here.
Well, I had a real good childhood friend from Mena
oh,
and
well,
Hatfield and Waldron area, and
that's good hunting
he
down
now lives in Craig, Colorado, and has for
Oh,
many years. Uh, But yeah, I was jealous of him when we were kids. I mean, when we was that age, we used to talk about seeing a deer track for 2 weeks,
there.
much
Right.
less an actual deer making it.
That's funny.
oh,
I have that conversation with people at work, and that, they remember that back in the day. Like you said, just the spot of it, any kind of sighting was a big deal. Much less you actually got to shoot one.
Yeah, we've got. I mean, I've been telling people I've changed my philosophy on how I'm going to hunt.
Hmm.
I used to, and it was the reason was we used to have low population. I used to never shoot a doe until after I had a buck
Right.
because the does draw the bucks in. But now
right.
there's so many deer. I'm just going to start from get go next year and start. I may be out of doe tags the first week because I've got bajillion does here all the time.
Mm. Now, our numbers, of course, do this. We'll have a ton, and then it'll get real lean for a little while, and then it'll come back.
Well, I say all that. The last 3 years have been really strong here. I may have a really down year next year. Who knows?
I at least I know up here, been noticing over the last 6 years, that up and down. And the better the winter, the earlier that first frost, the better the winter was, the better they seem to be. When it's hot
Yeah.
and we don't get that winter, you just don't get it as much.
Speaking of hot, we got in the 90s today.
Oh no,
Yeah, we got up to 85.
I think we were in the middle
No,
there. We were like 80. So it's
no way, no. Way too hot. Way
yeah,
too hot for
Oh,
April. For sure.
April.
yeah.
April. What's that tell you August is going to be like?
Nah, that's what I'm worried about. July and August.
I'm
If I
hoping for
could,
that San Francisco summer. Want to cool down.
if I could skip
We we
July and August every year, I'd be happy.
Yeah,
we get into July and August, and then Bert and Cindy won't be jealous anymore.
yeah.
Right. Right. They'll be like, well, I'm glad we don't live there.
That's right.
Tell you what,
It gets miserable.
that's
You take your camera out to video something, and it just constantly fogs over because of the darn humidity.
oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't have as bad a humidity problem.
Now you got
It's
that
just
west
it's
range.
just dry heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would
Outright.
be nice.
Well, you
The thing about it is the dry heat can get higher, but when we have our humidity, I mean, when you walk out the door, you just feel it wrap around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
We have
and
days
there's, I
like
mean,
that.
Of what
whatever
Jackson
you do,
leaving out that 10-mile-an-hour wind that's always blowing, so it feels like a furnace when you
No, 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 no. It always seems like once we break 100, the wind quits.
really, man. That's
that's kind of like
It
when we
either
go
quits or it's
fishing.
90 mile an hour.
I don't think I
We'll,
remember
we'll,
a single day in the 2 years I lived out there in Lot that I didn't have wind blowing. I don't remember a single.
It is windy.
when we go fishing, it'll be all nice and windy, in the spring, and then as it gets hotter, that wind goes away.
All right. We will see you guys over there on your live, Monty and Michelle. Red
Yeah,
Dirt Rooster Road goes live next, y'all. Y'all check them out if you hadn't. We got 16 folks in here right now. So hopefully y'all can go join us over there. I will join them if they'll let us. We'll jump on panel with them.
There we go.
And I'll reveal my snack that's over here looking at me. So we got 1 minute if anybody else has any prayer requests. So we kind of turned this whole thing into a YouTube analytics breakdown and
Well, kind of.
complaining, but it's all good. It's part of what we're doing here. So
Well, so
yeah.
there's so many people in here that have channels, and that kind of,
right. So I mean, and we're all supporting each other best we can.
Best we can. That's right.
that's been that's the blessing of it is a community of friends and like-minded.
Now we'll tell y'all this. I did go to Restream because it's cheaper, and I am considering I don't know if y'all remember right at the end of me using StreamYard, the AI part of it came out where they would chop your lives up into shorts
Yeah.
and you automatically send them out. Well, Restream offers that for pay.
Yep.
But it's still cheaper, even if I pay for 250 a year, I guess, maybe a month. I don't know how it breaks down because I really hadn't looked at it. But if I pay for it and it's per month or whatever, it's still way cheaper than StreamYard was.
But, well, it's comfortable for us because this is just used, and so it's like
I like what my analytics was doing when I was kicking those little shorts out that they were producing for me.
Right.
So, all right, guys, it is 7:59. If y'all will join me, not a very long list, but it's okay. Father, we just love you and praise you. We thank you so much for this community, Lord, and for the guys that joined us tonight on the live, and Lord, for each and every person that has come across this channel and all the channels involved. We just lift them up to you, Lord, that maybe we can affect them in some little way. Lord, lift up Deanna for healing and comfort and strengthen her back. And Lord, lift up some. Heal her, Lord. Bring her back to whole, 100% healthy. And Lord, for my pending surgeries coming up, just be with us. In Jesus' holy name, amen.
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 All right, guys, y'all have a good evening, and I hope to see y'all over on Red Dirt Rooster Road. I challenge y'all, go be a blessing for someone else. Ryan,
All
I
right.
know, put that out in the mornings too,
Every morning. Yeah.
every morning. So we'll see y'all.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
All right.